Hey there, this is Grandpa Jim. Thanks for stopping in and seeing Grandpa Teaches. Today, Grandpa is going to teach you how to make a fishing lure. And in particular, this is going to be a crawler rig. It's a very popular rig for up on Lake Erie catching walleyes. Typically speaking, we use willowleaf spinners, but we also use Colorado blades, hatchet blades. There's all different kinds of blades that we use. But the traditional one is the willowleaf blade, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Now, you can get these, buy them pre-made in the store, but you're going to pay anywhere from $2.50 to as much as $3 depending on where you go. And it's probably not going to be the quality, and it's not going to be exactly what you want. So, I'm going to show you how to make your own. It's very simple, only takes a few minutes, and a little bit of supplies that are cheap, and you can make your own anytime you want. Especially on these days that it's raining, windy, and you can't get out on the lake. So here's what we're going to start with. This is what a traditional willowleaf crawler rig looks like. Have two hooks at the end, bead, some tubing, a clevis that holds the willowleaf spinner on, some line, and a loop at the end that you connect to your swivel snap. Now, that's the old-fashioned way. This requires you to change the whole thing anytime you want to change color or length, etc. So, we're not going to do that, and that's what you're going to buy in the store. We're going to start with, I have two different types of line, depending on if I'm fishing deep water. I will have either 50-pound test, that's if I'm using it on a downrigger, or 10-pound test, usually somewhere in between is good as well. When I'm fishing in shallower water and when the fish are not as active, I will use the lighter line, and I catch more fish doing that. So you have your line, you have your hooks. I really enjoy using the death roll type of hooks. They give a little extra action to your crawler, and again, when they're active, it works great, but when they're not as active, it works fantastic. Then you have your beads. Different colors, different sizes. You can get these pretty much anywhere. This is one brand, Dutch Fork, that they have a real wide variety. None of them are sponsors. I usually find what I want and the cheapest. Next is the clevis. The old-fashioned way was a metal clevis. You can't change your willow leaf. These are plastic, and the plastic ones come with a little clip on them. So whenever you want to change your willow leaf color, all you do is you flip the blade out of that and put on the color that you want. It's a very simple process, and I'll show you that as we put this together. Alright, so what we're going to start with, I'm going to start with my 50-pound test. Very important to keep this little piece of tape. That way your line does not get all unraveled. So I usually start with between 3 to 6 foot long piece of line, depending again what I'm fishing for and how I'm fishing. But that's a good guide, because one of the biggest things that you'll find is when you're looking for walleye, the length of the leader is a big factor. So we're going to start with one hook, and you see how the hook curves in this way? We're going to come down from the top in through that eye of the hook. Put the line down about 2/3 of the way on that shank, and then we're going to take the line and we're just going to wrap it around. Wrap, 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 wrap. Let me get a couple more. And we're going to take the end of the line and we're going to feed it back through that eye. That's why it's very important that you get hooks with big enough eyes to allow the line to go through there twice. Usually when I'm fishing for walleye, I won't use anything smaller than a 4. Typically I will use a 2. Alright, so we got our hook on. Now we're going to use our second hook. Now the second hook, you have to put the line in through the bottom of the eye first, and then just slide it down. And since this is a crawler rig, you know about how long crawlers are. So probably have about 2 inches in between the two hooks. You take and wrap, 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 and there we go. And what that wrap does is that's what ties the line together and holds that hook in place. So we're going to take the line, put it up through the eye, pull it tight. Make sure that you hold on to the shank really tightly, because if you let go and you're pulling that line, the other hook's going to go into your finger. I know from experience. It's not fun. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a bead. Take whatever color bead you want, whatever size. I usually use 1 or 2 beads at the bottom, and I think I'm going to use 2 beads this time. I'm going to use 1 green bead, and then I'm going to use another one that is a silver bead. And just put it right down the line, let it fall. Now I'm going to use a little piece of tubing. This tubing is anything that you can buy at an art store. Fishing stores have them too, but not as much as the art store. You can put that right on the line, slide it down, and then you're going to have another bead. This bead is really important because this bead is what the clevis is going to ride on, and it works kind of like a ball bearing, so it lets it spin really fast. Now the clevis, you have to be very careful because these are removable, or the willow leaf's removable from it, so it has a hole on it. So you got to make sure that that hole, the clip part, is at the top. If you put it at the bottom, every time you put your lure down, you're going to lose a willow leaf. So that's a pretty important point. They all look a little different, but they do the same thing. So now that's on there. That's the last piece. What I want to do is I want to use my willow leaf, which I use these old medicine bottles to hold my willow leaves. This is what the willow leaf looks like. And I put it on the clip, and I just want to make sure that that willow leaf, it should be touching just about the top, right around where the eye is of that hook. If you have it there, that's perfect. So the last thing is something that I do. It's an innovation that you don't typically find in the lures you buy in the store, and that's I attach a swivel snap to it. What that allows you to do is for a fast change. It also allows you to use this lure either when you're bouncing the bottom with a lead sinker, or if you're using them on downriggers, it allows you to switch between what you're doing. Same with the dipsy diver. And these are things that I'll tell you about later on, but right now I'm just going to finish making this lure. I love making the new improved clinch knot. And the way you do that, you just take the end of the line, put it through the eye of the swivel snap, and you make a loop. Keep your finger in there, and then you wrap the line around, maybe 4 or 5 times. And because this is monofilament line and heat really damages it, you're going to take and just wet it a little bit. Now you're going to take the end of the line, put it back through the loop, and just pull it tight. It's called the new improved clinch knot, and I swear by these. I've never lost a lure because that knot has failed. All you're going to do is you take the excess, clip it, and now you have your very own crawler harness that has a quick clevis. So now it's time to change color. That's all I do, and put it back down. I don't have to take the worm off this. I don't have to disconnect this from my sinkers. I'm ready to go. Thanks a lot. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this and you want to learn some more things. Come back and see me soon. Till the next time, Grandpa Jim signing off.